What is up, Scar Knight, bringing you this other video where I'm introducing the Fakemon, or I suppose. The last video I did was actual Pokemon, but it turned out to be Fakemon because they're not really Mon, and it's a bit confusing. Pretty much in the last other video where I introduced Pokemon, it was the unreleased Gold and Silver 1987 versions of Pokemon, and in this one, since I talk about it so damn much and like a handful of videos, I decided to actually make a video about all these Pokemon that I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I don't exactly know who the real artist is because there's been so many websites where people are like promoting these Pokemon and I don't know what's the actual artist. I do know though that there is a guy that's promoting it, and it could actually be the the real artist, but who knows? I thought it was a girl at first, but there's a website on Flickr where this guy named Dustin Rippey put all these Pokemon. But just as a quick history lesson, pretty much this all came out in right before Generation 5, like when they show screenshots of what the cities look like and all that type of stuff. And Zora and Zorak are like the first 5th gen Pokemon introduced. It was around that time. So these are actually well designed Pokemon that I always took a liking of and I always remember at the top of my head. And don't remember the artist at all, but I could swear it was a girl. At least I think so. But if it's Dustin Rippey, then you did a good job. Other websites I've seen it on, like, it's been in the past 5 minutes when I was in Google when I saw this, where it was in 3 other websites as well. But on Dustin's Rippey, it seems to have all of them. So hopefully it is him. If he is the actual artist, then the credit goes to him. If not, then just note that this video, whoever out there knows who it is, just let me know. That's where the credit belongs to, is that person. I'll make sure to put it in the description. But other than that, we're gonna go introduce the Pokemon for here today. We're gonna see what Pokemon can actually be a thing, and we're gonna do some critiques here and there, and yeah. So the first Pokemon is the grass starter Pokemon. We're gonna introduce Ukiwala. Where's this grass type Pokemon? At least I believe so. It says small leaf Pokemon, grass type, 1 foot 5 inch, 11.1 pounds. It evolves from nothing because it's the first Pokemon. Ukiwala spends the day collecting leaves in the forest canopy. If two Ukiwalas encounter each other, they swap leaves to taste different parts of the forest. Now, there is now a koala Pokemon in the 7th generation called Komala. Nobody really likes that Pokemon, but would people like this one? Who knows? So, yeah, how I feel about this one, pretty much, if it was a option, well, I don't know if I should say yet, because there is like the whole, since they're not 3 starters where I could choose from, so maybe I should wait till then. Other than that, pretty much this is what it evolves to. It's called Gulacuff. Gulacuff is a leaf Pokemon. It turns into grass fighting type, 2 foot 2 inches, 41.2 pounds, and it evolves from Ukiwala at level 15, which is interesting, the designer's choice. Gulacuff eats leaves from the trees in its territory. If it runs into another Gulacuff, it will fight it, and the winner gets all the leaves. The loser has to collect. It. Oh wow. Which makes sense. Koalas are known to eat solely eucalyptus leaves. Unlike Komala, it does not evolve and it always sleeps all day. These koala Pokemon don't seem to sleep as much, but it's interesting that they chose that the first starter Pokemon, like, they would share with each other, but the second stage evolution they would just straight up fight each other. So there's that. And then we got the final evolution, Timberall. which is a whole husky guy right here. Forest Pokemon, grass fighting type, 6'5", 387.9 pounds. He's a hefty guy. Evolves from Gulacuff at level 34. Timberalls punches so hard it can knock over a large tree. It whacks trees with its large fist and collects the leaves that fall until it has eaten and weighs in foliage, or whatever that word is, foliage. So it's interesting that, like, I could see it go up against like Beware and stuff like that, and it would be a really, really good match. The only thing is, I don't think that these grass Pokemon, maybe the first stage and the second stage, Timberall doesn't seem like a Pokemon-esque Pokemon is the only thing. I don't really see him in the... I guess technically I could see him in an anime, just not the Pokemon anime. It's not where Pokemon really usually goes for, is these type of statuesque Pokemon. Because when I think of Pokemon, you kind of get a good idea of what a Pokemon looks like, and you could differentiate what one looks as opposed to like a Digimon or a Beyblade, you know, or not really a Beyblade. Beyblades most of the time are realistic, but you know what I mean. Like between Digimon and Pokemon, you would know the difference. So this would look more like a Digimon, you know. So now this is the Fire type starter, Kindlemere. He's a little cool fire ferret. Swinging Pokemon, fire, or I guess it's a lemur. Yeah, Kindlemere actually. That's what it's pronounced. Or is it Kindlemere? Oh well. So Kindlemere swings through the trees searching for dead wood, which it uses to make large fires on the ground. It does this to keep itself warm at night. So this Pokemon, I could imagine, like it's like a ferret mixed with like what else it reminds me of? I guess a Pachirisu, I suppose. So Kindlemere, what it evolves to is Permerly, which is this Pokemon right here. Swinging Pokemon again, fire type, 2'10", 43.2 pounds. It evolves from Kindlemere at level 17. So I remember that the other one was level 15 when it evolves. Permerly swings through the trees so fast it has come to be known as the Flaming Flash Pokemon. So why is it called Swinging Pokemon? Whatever. It is careful not to light fires to the branches it swings from. So this Pokemon right here, I swear that they always have like the hairstyle on that one. And now the final stage evolution of that fire type is called Mercury, which is interesting and cool. And I noticed that the tail's a bit more springy. The acrobatic Pokemon. Fire type still throughout the whole evolution, 5'7", 115.1 pounds, evolves from Permerly at level 35. The grass starter evolves fully at level 34, so you know there's that. Mercury's body is filled with the hot acid that makes it very light. It is able to flip and spin and dodge enemies' attacks, but it can also use the liquid hot acid for attacks. Alright. So, as a whole, for all the fire types, what I would say, Kindlemere is definitely a Pokemon. I don't think it's necessarily a fire starter Pokemon. And the evolution, what was it, Permerly? I also see it, Mercury also is a Pokemon I don't see, along with the other grass final starter, as an actual Pokemon. I mean, I guess I could see him. I feel like he'd be separate. Mercury, yeah, I could see him in Ash's team, always like in the corner, like just saying his name, oh, Mercury, and then he would always have the intense look in his eyes. So, you know, I could actually see him as a thing, really. So here's Dimetris. I believe this is the water type Pokemon. It doesn't say that it is though. It says Fin Pokemon, and it doesn't say the type. 1'7", 19.8 pounds. It looks heavier than that, but I guess. Falls from nothing. Dimetris uses large spin to catch currents in the ocean. It can travel many miles using very little energy by doing this, but this is very slow on land. So, what I like about this is a very usable water type Pokemon, but in first glance it doesn't look watery to me. But it's a good choice. Whether like I feel like not so much the Koala, but the fire and the water type. Like if they were a group of starters to pick from, it'd be a really close pick from either the fire or the water type. So that's good on that part. Dimitris evolves into Permadine. It's the Finn Pokemon, water dark type. So it becomes a dark type. It is 3.7 or 3 and oh my gosh, I can't talk. 3 and 7 foot tall, 7 inches tall, I should say. 101.1 pounds. Falls from Dimitris at level 16. So, I think the grass starters evolves at 15, and I think the fire starter, I believe, also 16. This one's as well as 16. Permadine has large fins on its arms, and he uses them to swim upstream. Permadine can amazing tricks underwater, but on land it's very slow. Livadon, I believe is how it's spelled, or maybe it's Lividon, I'm not really sure. Finn Pokemon, water dark type, 5'5", 521.9 pounds. It weighs 400 more pounds than it did last time. It evolves from Permadine at level 32. So, an interesting thing I see here, usually they always make the grass starter evolve sooner than the other two. But the fire starter evolves at level 35 to his final stage, and then the grass type evolves finally at level 34. They decided to go with level 32 on this one. So design wise, I like the water Pokemons the best because it actually has like a nice neutral color with like a nice bluish gray and then the red and all that. You know, it looks like a tricolor, but not really, because I want to say that the gray is more like a white, but you know, it's a nice choice of color. I wouldn't. The 3 water Pokemon, they don't seem like something that Pokemon would do as a starter Pokemon necessarily. I feel like elsewhere they would have this Pokemon. Like, I feel like this is endgame. Like, not so much Facito legendary, but it would be something along the lines of Axew, Haxorus. I kind of skipped one. Axew. What's the middle version? Jesus, I don't remember. You know what I mean though, but like the Haxorus lineup, I feel like it would be like that. Not quite Facito legendary, but it would be among those ranks. Fossil Pokemon, as far as I know, there's only been 2 evolution stages, except for Aerodactyl. So there's that. Out of all of them, yeah, I would pick the water one, honestly. The grass one I wouldn't even consider. The fire type one is dope and everything, but it's just the water one kind of outlevels the other 2. So now we're gonna go pick the grass starter Pokemon. Not really the... Did I say grass starter? I meant bug. The Route 1 bug Pokemon. Okay, so I'm starting to look at the website. I don't think it has all the Pokemon that I thought it would have. Then again, I don't remember these Pokemon to begin with, so maybe I'm adding some other ones that I found in different sites. But then again, this one does look different than the other ones. I'm comparing those with the tags. But why not? We'll just add a whole new Pokédex with these Fakemon, just in case they don't belong with each other. But there's Hoppler. He is the Hopper Pokemon. Bug type, 1 foot tall, I guess. Pretty big bug, honestly. 3 pounds. Evolves from nothing, because that's just how it is. So yeah, I guess it is different, because there's no description. But it evolves into Cobworm. The Cot Pokemon, for some reason. It is 2'1", 19 pounds. Evolves from Hoppler. And the way it's designed is kind of like netted and all that. They usually always do that. They always have some type of cocoon on these Pokemon. There's plenty of them you'll find. And then the final evolution, Hopperain. The Hopper Pokemon, bug flying type because of the wings, of course. 3'2", 32 pounds, evolves from Cobsworm at level 22. So these bug Pokemon evolve a little bit late because this one actually doesn't say what level it evolves in the Cobsworm one, but the other one does evolve at level 22. So I'm assuming it evolves like a level 10 and then level 22. Oh no, that one says level 12. I can't even look at that right, dude. Never mind. Still, it evolves a little bit later than, you know, what Butterfree would be at level 10. But, you know, it's still cool. I could imagine Hoppler and, you know, the other one in the games. I don't really... It's the final evolutions that looks a bit too... It strays away too much from the actual Pokemon-esque feel to it. I mean, I guess if all they have to do is just change the eyes up, so really, that's what I think all they have to do. I mean, I feel like this is what I think in my head. Like, am I wrong to say that? I don't know. Anyway, those are the 3 bug Pokemon. I'm just gonna go back and forth on what I see on the website. Maybe it is. Maybe it does belong to Dustin, and then this belongs to somebody else. I'll try to research it as much as I can where I could find these things. Anyway. Alright, so we got this Pokemon right here as the bird starter. It's Chiclay. I keep saying starters. The Route 1s, pretty much. Chiclay. Or Chiquail. Chiquail. It is a normal flying type. 1 foot. 3.1 pounds, evolves from nothing, of course. Chiquail uses the feathers on its head to fuel which way the wind is blowing. It cannot fly very well, but if it catches the wind just right, it can... What does that say? I can't even read that right. It can sashay into the sky. I don't know what that means. Now this thing evolves into Maverickale. It's a pretty dope name, honestly. Maverickale. Normal flying type still. 3'9", 45.9 pounds. Evolves to Chiquail at level 27. I don't know why I'm having trouble pronouncing that. Jesus. Maverickale glides through the air with amazing precision by using the feathers on its head. From 100 feet in the air, it can land on a twig going at top speeds. Interesting description. Chiquail I can imagine as a real Pokemon. Maverickale again is the final evolutions. I don't really see much in the Pokemon games anytime soon. But it's still... I love Maverickale though. Well, I mean, not all that much. I just like it as a concept. I'm debating whether I want to go back and forth on the little tag Pokemon thing. Let's see what I could find here. Well, I found this one. It's Chinchilla, the rodent Pokemon. You know, since I want to find a Rattata, a Route 1 Pokemon. So there we go. It's 1 foot, 12 pounds. Evolves from nothing, because that's the beginning stages. But it does evolve into this thing, Chaleep, the rodent Pokemon, normal type. Evolves at level 20 to get to this thing. Again, final evolutions. I don't know. The first one, I think the reason why they get the first stages right is because they just, you know, as long as they make it adorable, it works. But I'm not saying that these other ones aren't adorable. It just doesn't. There's some realistic aspects to it, and then there's some others that are not. I don't know how to say it better than that, but that's just how it is, pretty much. I don't know if it has a final evolution. I kind of doubt it, but you know, I'm gonna keep looking through here. So I'm gonna go introduce to another bug Pokemon, kind of like a Spinarak, is a Bloatic. It is a sucker Pokemon, bug and dark type, interesting enough. 0.8 inches, so it's only 8 inches tall, 9.4 pounds. So it's 8 inches and it's 4 pounds. Jesus. Blowtick sucks the energy from its foes until it blown up like a balloon. It can either use the energy to heal itself or send back a powerful attack. And apparently Blowtick evolves into this thing. I can't really figure it out, but it's Sakito right here. I actually hate mosquitoes with a passion, but I love this thing. Sucker Pokemon, Bug Dark as well. 3'8", 17.3 pounds. It evolves to Blowtick at level 13. Sakito has a large needle on his face, which it uses to drain energy from his enemies. It also sucks the nutrients from the trees when it is deep in the forest. So these Pokemon actually work perfectly, like the Blowtick and the Sakito I could see in the Pokemon world, and it's you know, I can actually see this, and that's important. I don't really think Dark type is the only thing that works for me. I mean, Bug Poison is appropriate, but there's already so many Bug Poison types as it is. So Bug Dark, it works, I suppose, you know. I guess another thing they could do is Bug Water, but that wouldn't work either. So, you know, Bug Dark, I suppose. There you go, Bug Dark. Now here's a really good bird starter, Bird Route 1, or I guess the rare bird. Jazul, the tiny bird Pokemon, I'm a flying type. It is also 8 inches tall for some reason, and 4 pounds as well. I don't know why these 8-inch Pokemon are like 4 pounds. Because, okay, just think about it this way. Put your, make a L shape on your hand. That would be like around roughly 6 to 7 inches depending on how big your hand is. That right there, you would think that is 4 pounds. It's the size of your plushie, and it's, well, I guess there's organs and stuff. God damn it, organs. Jesus. Anyway, the evolution is Jazer, the sky Pokemon. Normal flying type, 2 foot 2 inches, 37 pounds. Evolves from Jazul at level 22. These Pokemon work definitely right. Jazer there's just a couple minor things, but it still could work, I feel. Definitely a Pokemon I would definitely catch for my team, if I could say definitely enough times. Awesome Pokemon. I'm kind of curious to see what the shiny Pokemon would look like. Hopefully it would look cool. Something they could consider is maybe doing reverse colors, like all the black areas would be light blue and all the light blue areas would turn black, and it would make it look pretty dope. Or maybe have like the darker blue in the black areas, and then just make it normally black in the other. You know what I mean? It would look pretty dope. I don't think there's a third evolution to it though. No, I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, because the last Pokemon actually it would work perfectly fine to be a Route 1 Pokemon, more so than the Chiquail and the other one. But we got this Pokemon right here, is Rollip, or Rollip. It is the Roll-Up Pokemon, Bug type, 1 foot 2 inches, 7.7 pounds, evolves from nothing because it's the first stage. Rollip can roll up into a tight ball. It uses this ability to attack and defend itself. Though it is slow on foot, it can roll very fast as a ball. And then Roll-Up evolves into Rollipod at level 7. The Roll-Up Pokemon, 1 foot 3, 9.5 pounds. Roll-Up is curled up into a ball. Inside, its body is changing and growing stronger. When it gets strong enough, it will open back up and evolve. Oh, that's pretty cool. And it evolves in a short time because it would evolve into... Okay, for whatever reason, I cannot find the evolution to that. I don't think there is a thing, because I looked through the page billions of times and couldn't find like, oh, previously evolved from Rollipod. So I'll give you another bug evolution right here from the other guys, and it is Plowworm, the steel worm Pokemon, steel bug type, 1 foot 5 inches, 29 pounds, evolves from nothing. Let's just pretend this is what the Rollipod evolves into, okay? Okay. Alright, so it evolves into Lumbrill. Steel worm Pokemon as well, steel bug type. 3'1", 96 pounds. Evolves from pole worm at level 35. So it's gonna be this thing for a while. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. So, from the other ball Pokemon that I never gave my opinion on. Hang on a second. Roll-up, to me, it doesn't seem like an actual Pokemon that would be a thing. I guess it could be technically, but not really to me. However, Rollipod, I feel like really would be a Pokemon. It's kind of strange how my brain works, really. For the worm Pokemon, though, I don't think it would be a Pokemon. Neither would the large worm thing would. Especially having a worm all the way to 35 levels for it to evolve. If there was a worm Pokemon, would it be Steel Bug? I would say it would be Bug Ground, because it's literally like an earthworm, you know, so it'd be Bug Ground type. Anyway, the next bug type, or maybe not bug type, let's change it up. The next type that we're gonna show, let's show a grass type. Let's show a grass type. Here's Dandaseed. It is the grass type Pokemon, evolves from nothing, but it is 1 foot 1.8 inches. Dandaseed is carried by the wind until its hard stick-like tail sticks into the ground, where it will rest until it again picked up by a big gust. So it's kind of like a Hoppip, except not really. Other than that, though, there's gotta be the evolution. So it evolves into Dandelion, the weed Pokemon. It's grass type, 2'7", 17.1 pounds. Evolves from Dandaseed at level 10. Evolves really early for a grass type, I might say. Dandelion population grows very fast. When a Dandelion is seen in an area, more and more appear until the other Pokemon look for less populated homes. Which makes sense, this is the weed Pokemon. So that Pokemon evolves into Withering. Withering, the Wilts Pokemon, I think that's what it says. Grass type, 4 feet tall, 34.7 pounds. Evolves from that and into level 28. I would assume it would evolve with the stone evolution. It just makes sense to me. But oh well. When the wind blows, seeds fall from Withering's dried gray body. Some say wish is granted every time Withering's seeds are blown into the air. So looking at the Pokemon, I could imagine Dandelion, but the other two evolutions, not really. I definitely would say that that the first stage wouldn't work, but the final stage might. Dandelion definitely would, though. I'm just gonna say that much. So I'm gonna go hop back over to find a Pokemon from the other tag place. So this is Aeromut, the smelling Pokemon. It's the normal type, 2 foot, 25 pounds, 25.5 pounds I should say. Aeromut can locate people and objects from very far away using its nose. It is said that Aeromut can smell 500 times better than human beings. So it's kind of like a herdier and a Lillipup. So this is before Lillipup and herdier was a thing. Smelling dog. I do love this thing though. I remember seeing this thing, and that's the weird thing about it, because like that's the reason why I associate these two together, because it splits off into two evolutions. Here's one of them right here that kind of looks separate from it. Odorog, the domestic Pokemon, a normal type, 3 foot 2 inches, 67 pounds, evolves from Aeromut at level 25. And not only that, but it has another evolution, and it'll look familiar to you because it has actual background and the collar thing right there. Yeah, Dodorog. Smelling Pokemon, normal type, 3 foot 1 inches, 67.5 pounds, and evolves from Aeromut. It doesn't say what level though, which is weird. Dodorog uses the senses of smell to find lost hikers and criminals for the police. It is impossible for Dodorogs to get lost because it can easily smell its way home. So, yeah, I think there is a final evolution though, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on. Well, I guess that's all the evolutions, but you see what I mean though, like that's why I associate the two, because it's like I don't know who it belongs to, and I don't know what it belongs to what, but either way, because the website doesn't have the arrow mode things, but oh no, they do actually. Oh yeah, no, arrow mode's right here, dude. What am I doing? This is Defably, the energy Pokemon's electric type, 3 foot tall, 27.6 pounds, evolves from nothing. Doctor uses Defably large ears like Pass to shock heart attacks victims back to life. It has an amazing ability to control the amount of energy it releases. So it's interesting. I actually like this Pokemon a lot. I didn't even say what the Aeromut thing is. I like Aeromut. It doesn't look Pokemon-esque though. Well, it kind of does. I feel like it does work. The domestic evolution, the blue one, doesn't work, and Aeromut evolution doesn't work either. But Aeromut might. I feel like it kind of would. This one would definitely work. Defably is definitely a Pokemon that, no doubt in my mind, will work. And then what else? What else do we have here? We got ourselves Frostus, the Snowball Pokemon, Ice Fighting type, 2 feet tall, 14.9 pounds, falls from nothing as well. Frostus loves to throw snowballs. It has amazing aim, which is unfortunate for people or Pokemon passing by, but it only does this for fun and never gets mad, which is good. I don't think Defably or Frostus have evolutions, which is why I do them all together. We'll give you this one right here. Baybolt, Spark Pokemon, electric type, 1 foot 2 inches, 14 pounds, evolves from nothing. And then it evolves into, though, is Boltine, the Spark Pokemon, electric type, 2 foot 8, 34 pounds, evolves from Baybolt with the Thunderstone. I wasn't sure what that said because it said Thund S. I'm like, what does Thund S mean? This one won't work, but the first stage will. It's that same thing. It's either one or the other is what I've been noticing throughout these Pokemon. So here's the water Pokemon starting off. Like, this is probably what you would get with an old rod. It is Stuckcarp. Stuckcarp, the sucker Pokemon. It's water. It's 9 inches tall, 10.1 pounds though. Evolves from nothing. Stuckcarp fastens itself on 2 rocks and other objects by using a suction cup mouth. Its hold is so strong, it can stick to a surface for several days. So it's another sucking Pokemon for some reason, but you know, there you go. Let's see what this evolves from, and it evolves to Stuckery, another sucker Pokemon, water type still, 3 foot 4 inches, 73.2 pounds. It evolves at level 25 to get to this thing. Stuckery's flat body was tiny suction cups that allows it to stick into any surface. If it's in danger, Stuckery will try flat and protect itself with its hard plated back. Alright. Both of these actually do see as Pokemon, so it's our first fully evolution Pokemon that can make it through this, and yeah, I could definitely see this happening. There you go. We'll give them another water Pokemon with Plubis. Here's the blind Pokemon. It's water type, 2 foot. That's it, pretty much. 2 feet tall, 19 point, or is it 12.4? It looks like it says 19.4. Sorry, the zoom in is always weird on this computer because it lives in dark cave water. Plubis does not have eyes. It can feel vibrations to make its way through the caverns while searching for food. Okay, apparently Plubis is a single stage evolution. So I'll give you another one right here. So we'll give you another single stage evolution with this thing. It is it's coincidental because in 5th gen they already have, you know, Dwebble, and then, you know, the evolution of it. And right here we got a similar kind of take to it of a Hermit Crab. And yeah, here it is, Hermitab. The Hermit Pokemon, water type, 2'7", 17.1, evolves from nothing. Hermitab often switches its shells for new ones and it finds on the beach. The shells comes in many shapes and colors, some rarer than others. So I forgot to mention about the previous Pokemon. Yeah, I can see it as a Pokemon. It's kind of, I feel like it's easier to make a water Pokemon. That's what I noticed. Same for Hermitab. This Pokemon actually works. It doesn't evolve into anything. Which one I would prefer, like Dwebble and the evolution Crustle, or this one? I feel like this one, if it had an evolution, would be more promising, honestly. As you can see, there's the shells that it could hold in the back on the other ones. It also has more varieties on that because you might want to choose one more than the other one. There's a lot more options that I noticed on the page, showing over here in a second. So I guess it is from this guy, Dustin Rippey. I apologize for doubting you, my friend. Hope you forgive me with this video that people will hardly watch, but oh well. So here's the other shells. The one on the far right is my favorite. It's the rainbow snail shell, but there you go. It says Hermitab 2. And the shiny is apparently pink. I'm gonna remember to download this, and let me go try that. The next Pokemon to show you is the one that I saw a second ago. Where did it gone? Sunstrom, the sand Pokemon, ground water type, 1 foot, 7 inches, 8 pounds, and it evolves from nothing. It kind of looks like a Shroomish mixed with, like, it also reminds me of like what does it remind me of? It reminds me of some type of water type Pokemon, but it's pretty decent. I actually like this thing. It evolves into this thing, the Sunderin, sand Pokemon, groundwater type, still 4 foot 9 inches, 97 pounds, evolves from that into level 20. So I actually like this Pokemon a lot. This one actually reminds me more of the Cloyster shell, you know, when it's on the Slowpoke. The final evolution, I guess it also reminds me of a Palossand. The first evolution definitely works. The second one does too, but not as much as the first one. I try to see what's more like what I could see as a Pokemon and what I can't, and I'll also give my opinion on whether I like it or not, and I do. There hasn't been much that I don't like, but you know, I'm obviously more vocal on what it could be a Pokemon and what couldn't. So the next Pokemon I'm going to show is Koyoko. He is like Fire Coyote Pokemon. Howl Pokemon, Fire type, 1.8 inches, 25 pounds, evolves from nothing yet, and when Koyoko howls, his body compresses and fire spews from his mouth. His body acts as a bad coated with a fireproof lining filed with hot coals. I could be misreading that, but I know that Koyoko evolves into something. I just can't find it. Let me try to find it right quick. Koyoko evolves into... Think about Koyoko though, like it looks, it doesn't actually look like a Pokemon either. So I could swear that I did see Koyoko's evolution before, like a long time ago. I'm not sure what happened to it. But on the search on the internet to see where it could be, I found that there's other pictures like this, and this out on the internet. with the similar tag, but not quite right. You could tell that they're different. I guess it's just a trend, so that's probably why all the other stuff looks similar. Back at where Koyoko had an evolution. It was like a lot bigger and kind of was on its hind legs, I believe, if I remember. I thought I had the file too on my USB, but apparently I don't. But Koyoko's a Pokemon. I don't see it happening. Design wise, it looks kind of goofy. I kind of like it just for the goofiness, really. But yeah, pretty much. So there's this Pokemon. It's called Spearow. It's the ocean Pokemon. Water type, 2'3", 11 pounds, evolves from nothing. I think it's just single stage. So since I got a single stage, I'll give you a single stage. Next, here's another Pokemon I can't find the previous evolution for. Not really so much the evolution. It's Chinchilla. Is the super amazing, like, what the fuck Pokemon. Psychic type, 3'7", 20 pounds, evolves from Chinchilla, which I cannot even freaking find. Chinchilla is the coolest Pokemon known to man. Her intense awesomeness blinds her enemies using her special attack, Shopping Stopper. Watch your back. Exiliate. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. This Pokemon reminds me of Jinx if it wasn't, you know. Alright, so clearly this was like a, you know, like a, sure, why not, I'll make this Pokemon, but you know, it's cool, I guess. So there's this awesome Pokemon right here. Is Wolverine, the Scarf Pokemon. Fire type, and it evolves from nothing up until... And for some reason, I haven't noticed the fires at first. It's always... I don't know why. Why is it now that I notice the fire? Like before I didn't notice it. I always noticed like the hair, like how it's going to the side and then the other one going to the other side. I like the Pokemon a lot. Don't get me wrong. I love this Pokemon. It's like the top 10 so far of what I've seen. But it's not a Pokemon I could see in the anime. It's the thing. And it does evolve into something, as you can see right here. It evolves into Clockcruel, the Clock Pokemon. Fire Dark type, 2'11", 98 pounds, evolves from Wolverine at level 17. And it does have a final evolution. Smoldrine, Cloak Pokemon. Fire Dark type, 5'6". It looks a bit too tall to be 5'6". It should be taller. 182 pounds. Evolves from Clockcruel at level 36. So it's a pretty beastly Pokemon. Kind of an Ursaring type. I don't know if it... the second stage is like the closest thing, and the first stage I suppose would be second place to what more likely would happen. For cool points, I think this is like one of the better Pokemon out there that this person made. So there you go. So this Pokemon's pretty dope. I actually like this one too. It's another one of my top 10s. It's Buffhilla, the hill Pokemon, grass ground type, what it should be, and 2'9", 87.2 pounds. And Buff Hills lives in the foothills and fields below large mountains. It stays in groups and protects weaker Buffahillas with its rock hard body. And it evolves into Bisomit, or Bisomit. Maybe that's how I pronounce. This one really looks cool to me. This one actually stands out. It's a mountain Pokemon, grass ground type, 5'6". I feel like it should be a lot bigger. I don't know why 5'6" is like it's not the tallest. All right, 372.1 pounds. Evolves from Buffhilla at level 36. Bisomit has a large hump on its back that resembles a mountain. Many believe that Bisomit has a connection to the mountains around it, and it could cause earthquakes. Really dope Pokemon. It could actually be a Pokemon. One of the best designs so far, if not the best designs, these two. Well, besides like the ones that I keep gushing about that you'll see in a second. So, yeah. There's also this Pokemon for some reason that has a green tag. It's Levote. It's like the only one with the green tag on the website. There you go. It's a sheep Pokemon, grass type. And the ability is Overgrow. It's the only one that shows the abilities of the Pokemon. All the other ones doesn't show abilities. But it's on the same website as Dusty Rippy, so there you go. But this one says that it's made by somebody else. It's made perhaps the girlfriend, because it says Cookie Rippy. So there you go. So we got this water type Pokemon. It's called Laqueel. It is the tail Pokemon. It has water type, 1 foot 2 inches, 12 pounds, evolves from nothing. But it will evolve into Electeel, the current Pokemon, water electric type, 2 foot 7, 109, evolves from Laqueel at level 16. And it evolves one more time into Imperial, long Pokemon, water electric type, 5 foot 9, 811 pounds, evolves from Electeel level 34. Now, the thing is, I wouldn't mind these 3 Pokemon, the Wolverine, the Grass Buffalo, and the Electric Eel, to all be starters. I feel like, well, I mean, it would be a potential candidate to be either that or the Dinosaur. It's really up to you guys as well if you really think so. The Grass Sheep starter turns into like a little small buffalo, and then that buffalo will turn into a bison. That makes sense to me. And then the Wolverine turn into a bigger Wolverine, turn into like a you know, well, it's a Wolverine turned into like a wolf, like, you know, has a gut, but it's still, it reminds me of Krokorok. That's what it reminds me of. And then the final evolution into this beastly bear wolf Wolverine type. And then there's this thing where it's like a eel into a bigger eel into a ginormous eel with 4 legs. I feel like this is really cool. It's level 34. So it could work as a starter as well. So now this is the interesting Pokemon coming up right here, where I kind of saved this because maybe this is more of a regional thing for whatever this person envisioned. This is Tudby. So that's a Pokemon. It's a psychic type, 1 foot 6, 12.2 pounds, evolves from nothing. Tudby has 2 dots on its head that act as eyes. Saray says that the eyes can see into the afterlife and allow it to communicate with past spirits. It says Saray, it says some. God damn it. And that evolves into Whiskeleo. Also, there's a Pokemon Psychic type, 2 foot 10, 67.3 pounds, evolves from Tudby at level 18. Whiskeleo has large ears that can hear from many miles away. Ancient writings say that it can hear the voices of the past and future as well. And Whiskeleo evolves one more time into this following Pokemon. Aha, there it is. Farroar, the Sorverain Pokemon. Psychic ground type. 6 foot 4. 672 pounds, evolves from Whiskeleo, level 50 at the Oasis, specifically at the Oasis, which is interesting because, like I said, it might be just strictly regional. So Farroar is known as the King of the Deserts. Ancient writings say it once controlled human beings who would build giant shrines in honor of their masters. Now, strange as this sounds, because this entire time I've been saying that this Pokemon is more likely not a Pokemon. This Pokemon should be. I feel like all these 3 Pokemon could actually be Pokemon. Except for the way that it evolves in the level 50 thing, you know, that's like the only thing. But this is actually pretty legit. Like, you would think that, well, I would say it might be Psychic Fairy or something like that, and then this would be Psychic Ground. But it's very interesting, you know, how it would all turn out. So good job on this one. It's another top 10 material Pokemon. So yeah, there you go. So we got Tariff right here, the Tar Pokemon, Rock Ground type, 2'5", 34 pounds, and it evolves into Tarzoris, Tar Pokemon, Rock Ground type, 5'2", 121 pounds, evolves from Tariff at level 30. I feel like this more likely would be the fossil Pokemon, which is why I save it towards kind of the end. So there is that. And I will show you another Pokemon along with this one that are tag Pokemon. There's this guy, Repling, Dinofowl Pokemon, Grass Flying type, 1'2", 9 pounds, and it does evolve into Raptoror, Dinofowl Pokemon, Grass Flying type, 2'9", 58 pounds, evolves from Repling at level 15. I mean, I could suppose do this later, but it does evolve into Venusaur, the Dinofowl Pokemon, Grass Flying type, 5'2", 147 pounds, evolves from Raptoror at level 36. This is definitely could work. Maybe on these tag Pokemon they kind of put it separate on like another region, which is why there's the grass, the water, and possibly the Wolverine is supposed to be the fire starters. But the first two stages works, except like they don't look that much like a grass Pokemon. Venusaur, even though it looks cool, does not work as like a, oh hey, I'm a grass flying type. You know, you might guess the flying type, but how would you guess the grass type? You would think it's a dragon type. I mean, that's what I thought of it. I've been clicking back and forth this entire time, and that's what I've been thinking it was. I thought it was like grass flying, or it looked like a Flygon evolution with the quick glance, but you know, there is that. I'm almost finished, believe it or not. Here's Raindolph. It is the Ice Flight Pokemon, Ice Flying type, 5'6", 211.3 pounds, and evolves from nothing. Raindolph can fly through the air for short distances. No one knows how it could do this, but some suspect it has to do with this crystal hooves. Raindolph, it's a really good concept, and I like the design, and I like the art, everything. Of course, though, could it work as a Pokemon? Yeah, I feel like if the body structure is just a little bit different, but this is actually a pretty good Pokemon nonetheless. Let's see. Now I'm just gonna throw this out there. This is more likely the legendary Pokemon, at the same time as not, because it has an evolution. This is Quartzak. As you can see, there's all the other colored quartzes in the back. There is a Pokemon game called Pokemon Quartz, but you know, I wonder if this guy thought about making a game. Either way, this is the Quartz Pokemon. It's a rock type, 3'9", 112.1 pounds, evolves from nothing. Quartzak has a shiny, almost transparent body composed completely of quartz. There are several different colors of Quartzaks made from different types of quartz. So maybe it's not the, you know, I want to say that this is the legendary only because, you know, there's the evolution right here, Equazar. Another quartz Pokemon, rock type, 5'2", 447.9 pounds, evolves from Quartzak at level 38. Equazar reflects light in its body, causing its energy to become confused. It can equalize the light to make itself brightly shine. Okay, I guess it's not our legendary Pokemon, but like, there is no other legendary Pokemon, and it feels like that's what fits the most. Now, all these other Pokemon that you'll see right here are either pre-evolutions or evolutions of currently made Pokemon, like this one right here, Squeezle. Claw Pokemon, Dark Ice type, 1 foot 5 inches, 9.7, evolves to Sneasel at level 15 using the Stone Grind. Squeezle tries to defend itself with its soft paws. When it's backed into a corner, it will try to fight back, even though it can cause very little damage. Squeezle, honestly, when I saw it the first time, I'm all like, it wouldn't work. Like, if this was a separate Pokemon, of course it would work. But as an evolution to Sneasel, I don't think it wouldn't work. Because, you know, Sneasel's like it has black, red, and light blue towards its colors, and you know, it's not like the first time where it's like completely different colors evolving into a whole Pokemon. I mean, that happens all the time. He's like an electric and manectric, but Squeezel, if you look at it, you wouldn't think it's a dark ice type though. That's the thing. You could tell Electrike's an electric type. I can't think of any other examples at the top of my head. Like there's Scyther and then there's Scizor. You could tell they're both bug types, you know. Squeezel, it's like pink and red. You would think that this is like some type of normal fairy psychic type or something like that. So you wouldn't really know. There's this Pokemon. Technically this is not the evolution to this, but I wanted to add it just to make it seem like it is Oriki. It is the key Pokemon, psychic type, 7'7". It's a big old key, 70.7 pounds. Lucky number 7, of course. It evolves from nothing, but I'm willing to say that maybe it's kind of inspired by Unknown. I mean, who knows, really. I would say that its evolution is unknown. I mean, look at it. Little is known about the Oriki, but it is somehow related to Unknown. Legends say that it's found Oriki can unlock all the mysteries of the universe. So maybe what they originally intended was Unknown, some type of evolution, and then it's Oriki. But it does mention the effect about Unknown right there. So, a couple other Pokemon. Let's introduce another baby Pokemon. And yeah, here is Murkrow's baby Pokemon, which is actually a beautiful design. I really like this design a whole bunch. Murchip, or Murchirp. It's this Pokemon. Darkness Pokemon, dark flying type, 1 foot 1 inch, just 2 pounds. Also Murkrow at level 10 with the witch's hat. Murchip lives in the dead hollow trees. It cannot fly very well, so it stays in the nest while its mother searches for food. When it gets older, Murchip finds his own food. So, I can't help but notice that they used the same description for this one. But oh well, you know, I actually like this design a lot and it works perfectly fine as a baby Pokemon. So, there you go. It actually works perfect. I wish it was a thing. I don't see it on here, but I remember there was a grass type Tangela as a baby Pokemon called Tangolf. I wish I could find it. Let's see if I can. If I can't, I'll just edit it together. I'm pretty sure I could find it. It should be a thing still. And there was also the Xatu evolution that I don't see on here. Prince Ice. This is the fan favorite one, or I would say is one of my favorites. Human-shaped Pokemon, Ice Psychic type, 4 foot 11, 91.8 pounds. Evolves from Jinx. With the Jinx with the waterfall or an ice crown. I don't know what that means. Like, do you give Jinx to learn waterfall, or is it that you have to teach a waterfall and do? I guess that's what it means. You have to teach a waterfall and give it the ice crown. Prince Ice dances on the ice in the middle of the frozen lakes. It is so balanced and graceful that it never slips, even if the ice cracks, it leaps away unharmed. So there's that. Prince Ice. Definitely a perfect evolution for Jinx. If that's the case you don't know, Jinx was one of my least favorite Pokemon when I was a kid. In Generation 1, you know, when you're watching the anime for the first time, you have your favorites and you have your least favorites. My favorite at the time was Arcanine and like Flareon and Charizard and all that. My least favorite was definitely Jinx. Eventually it faded away, so I don't really hate Jinx all that much. But with that evolution, I would actually, you know, it would be a consideration because it's an awesome Pokemon. Prince Ice, it's pretty dope. So the next Pokemon I want to introduce is Pupilette. You've seen this guy before. I showed you in Emerald Legends. Just in case you haven't seen it, then here you go. Pallet Pokemon, normal type, 1 foot 1 inch, 16.9 pounds. Evolves to Smeargle at level 15. And Pupilette mixes berries and fruit on its pallet-like head to create paint. It is suspected that it does this to attract other Pokemon with the sweet smell. It is perfect. I love it. Smeargle, if you don't know, is a beagle. He's a dog. So this is a puppy, Puppalette. This is perfection. This is more perfection than Prince Ice. If you don't agree, you clearly just hate people. But it's perfect, man. How can you not say? How can you possibly sit there and disagree? And the final Pokemon for today is Mastermind. Another perfect Pokemon. Barrier Pokemon, Psychic type, 4'8", 141.3 pounds. Evolves from Mr. Mime with a trade and blank box. So, you have to give it an item of the blank box. Mastermind loves to make others believe false realities. It can make its viewers think it is actually doing what it is pretending to do, to confuse them. So, yeah, there is the Xatu evolution right here. If I can't find the picture, you'll see at least the shiny form of it. I mentioned it a billion times before as well. It is the Apache Chief form, as you can see right here. So there you go. And there's a couple shiny versions that this guy made. I'm pretty sure this is the guy. It's Dustin Rippey. If it isn't, please let me know in the comment sections. I kind of am terrible with the whole resource thing of how to find some stuff. It's kind of the struggle with crediting people, so there you go. So yeah, if you like this episode, don't forget to, or I would say it's an episode. If you like this video, don't forget to press that like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing. If you haven't considered subscribing already, please watch another one of my videos. With that being said, in the next time, we will show some other Fakemons and some other stuff that will appear in the channel. So just stay tuned. If you are new, of course, just subscribe to the channel. That was stupid. White tigers and dragons to you, and you've been scarred by the night. I'm out.